Okay, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is your host, Zachary Reality, and we are here with one of the winners of Traitors, Trishelle. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Zachary.
I'm so excited to chat with you, and let me tell you why. Because out of everyone coming into the show, you were one of the few people I didn't know because I didn't watch the challenge. So I actually really fell in love with you for the first time on this season. So I was so proud of you, and I was just really loved watching your journey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, the challenge is definitely we were the least famous or known people there.
I mean, everyone has their niches, everyone has their things that they like. So you were geeking out over the Bravo people. So did you try and work with any housewives in the beginning?
That group was really hard to break into. I mean, I tried, but they're just so tight. They have a sisterhood that just goes beyond all the Bravo girls, actually. MJ too, Kate too, all of those girls together. So I would have liked to, but I think that I would have been bottom on the list for them if I did. Yeah, I would have been the first one to go.
Yeah, we saw that a lot of people gravitated towards their shows, their alliances, and the main thing that divided the cast of the reunion was the gamers versus the housewives and the people who don't compete. What do you think the big disconnect was playing with reality stars who aren't competitors?
I think just the aftermath of people getting upset and hurt about votes, right? It's understandable, but for us, you saw Sandra and Janelle yelling at each other at the round table, which was insane to watch in person. I was like, oh my God. And then they're fine after that. It's you got it out and it's okay. No worries. But also the gaming people, it wasn't personal. It was strictly game strategic moves. And so, yeah, I think that was a big difference.
For sure. And we saw that really come into play at the end. And I really want to talk about it because a lot of fans are split 50-50 on where they stand on this whole situation. I think from me as a viewer, I felt like if you were going to win with just CT, then you should have just voted out MJ first, right? I was confused why you voted CT. And I know you had reasons, but can you kind of explain that? You know,
a lot of people were confused. Actually, all my friends were confused when they watched it too. They were like, wait, I don't get it. It's not explained. So, okay. Sandra, actually, like a gamer she was planting seeds in my head early on. She was just like, I think I have a traitor angel here. I think my traitor angel is Phaedra. Who do you think yours is? And I was like, I don't know. She said, I think yours is CT. So she was kind of planting a seed, which is very smart of her. Then I started thinking about it and I was like, could CT be a traitor? At the torch ceremony, he didn't light my torch. Maybe it's because he knew that he was a traitor and he wasn't going to murder me. Then he showed me where the shield was in the cabin mission. And I was like, maybe he did that because he didn't need the shield because he was a recruited traitor. And then he was getting real close to Kate at the end. And then when Kate revealed she was a traitor, I was like, that's odd. Because he switched the vote. Yeah, he switched the vote with Sandra. We were supposed to vote out Kate first, then Sandra, possibly, or regroup and see who we're going to vote out. But he went back on that plan, and it just, all these things started to come to head. So whenever it was just us three, I told MJ before we went to that fire pit, I said, MJ, I trust you 100%. You're the only person here I trust 100%. I told her that. And if you ever interview her, she will tell you the same thing. I really did trust her. And so that's why I had an inkling of doubt with CT. And Alan said, if you have an inkling of doubt that there's a traitor here, you have to vote them out because you don't want to take the money. So I voted to banish CT.
Yeah.
And I was going to keep MJ. Sense. And me and MJ were going to take the money. But
wow. Yeah. Okay. See, that makes sense because I think at first fans were like, oh my God, you guys are such close friends. But, you gave your reasoning. You had to kind of suss him out at the end. And then when you saw his face, you knew that you guys had this huge friendship and this huge history so that you could trust him and win with him. So what was that like truly winning with him? And what truly is your backstory?
Okay. So I've always been the girl on the challenges, even in 2003, my very first challenge, so long ago. I've always been the girl that I hung out with the girls and the gays, and I didn't like the alpha males. I never did. I was just like, ugh, alpha male, ugh. I didn't like it. I'm kind of still that way. It's just ick to me. And so Johnny and CT were definitely part of the alpha male group, and I didn't really love that. And I always had kind of a thing with them, and I just didn't really like them and I didn't like their gameplay on challenges. And so whenever I found out I was going in the castle with those two, I was like, oh my God, those two are going to team up together and get me out because they're like, we already know Trishelle doesn't like us. And I didn't think they liked me either, to be honest. But everyone has changed. Like I hadn't seen CT in over a decade. He is
Wow.
a completely different person. He is so warm and uh just a
He's a
good
castle
guy.
daddy.
Yes, he's a castle daddy. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dad now. He's just completely different than he was a long time ago. And like honestly, I feel like it's good to like allow people the room to grow and to celebrate that growth. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm proud of you. And like I want to redo this friendship with him, right? And we do have this like background with Buna Murray and the challenge that we like really protect each other. And so it was easy to do after we were having conversations and getting along.
Yeah, I love seeing the two of you win together and see your friendship storyline progress throughout the season. So I'm really happy for you guys. But MJ did come to the reunion a little bit bitter. I did feel like she deserves some justice because I would have loved to see the three of you win because MJ was
Yeah.
there from day one. It didn't seem like you guys felt too bad for her. So I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are on all that.
So Zachary, like we did feel bad for her. I did for sure. I think CT did too. Because I was just like, man, why didn't she just like believe me when I told her that I trusted her? But I get where she's coming from because she was like, I knew that both of you were faithfuls.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. And then by that time, CT and I both had thrown in the red pouch and we couldn't take it back. It's like the chaos was already created. And so there was no way going backwards. If Alan had said, okay, you guys get to retry this and either banish again or, keep the game going or stop the game, I would have thrown in a green pouch and stopped the game and had us three win.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I didn't know. I mean, as a viewer, you're like, obviously he's not a traitor. But in my mind, I was very paranoid and I thought that he was. So I do understand where she's coming from. Also, this is her first competition game show. So I get it. It's like really tough to have that happen, especially making it so far. We've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand like the venom toward me. I think she just didn't really, she wasn't fully explained. She maybe thought that we were like just messing with her. But what a weird way to mess with someone when her vote was 50-50. Like
Yeah.
none of this was purposeful. I would never purposefully want to upset or hurt MJ ever. So it's really just like kind of a bad game move, honestly, on my part toward the end, thinking that CT was a traitor.
Yeah, but you still made it through. So justice for MJ. We still love her. I think she gave some sass at the reunion, but it's Bravo. With Andy Cohen's there, like, she's ready to turn up a little bit.
I heard Phaedra brought it at the reunion. I was like, oh my God, this is what it's like to be with the Bravo girls at the reunion. Oh, I was like, it was a lot. Phaedra was too at Dan. Oh,
yeah.
I thought she was gonna make Dan cry, to be honest.
Okay, we only have a couple minutes left, so I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions. I want to know who, besides yourself, was your favorite look at the reunion, best dressed?
Peppermint.
Which couple or showmance did you really want to come to life?
Ekin-Su and Peter.
Me too. What was your favorite move that you made? Because you made a lot of them. Or strategy, pivotal move that you really think like was a standout?
Kind of, I guess, going for recognizing that Dan had given us a traitor when he said Phaedra's name. That's whenever I thought it was Phaedra, not before.
If there's anyone else from the Peter Pals that you could have won the game with, who would it have been?
Peter.
For sure. Who do you think was the best traitor in the game?
Phaedra.
And who do you think was the worst traitor in the game?
Dan. Sorry, Dan.
What is your favorite Phaedra Parks quote?
Oh, I do too much because you do too little. My husband uses that against me, by the way.
Yeah. And other than Phaedra, who do you think was like the comical relief of the show or just like so funny?
Kevin.
Ooh, okay. I would say John, but shout out Kevin too.
Kevin was good.
Okay. And how would you describe your game in 3 words?
Frantic. Thanks, Phaedra. I would say frantic, strategic, and not personal.
Okay. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for chatting. I got everything I needed. I am so proud of you. I'm so glad I got to meet you two in New York a month ago, right? Really quickly.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to interview that day, but I think it works out so great now that I'm able to interview now, seeing the full story. So I'm just so glad that we had this moment.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Thank you so much, Zachary.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.